Motor Company, and America.
You turn 40 and everything goes.
Tell me about it.
You know, it's made me think I'm closer to my retirement days than I am my college days. I'm thinking, will I have enough? Should I change something?
Well, you're asking the right questions.
Well, I just want to know, am I going to be okay?
I know people who specialize in am I going to be okay?
I like that.
You may need glasses, though.
Yeah. Guidance to help you stay on track, no matter what comes next.
You try to stay ahead of the mess, but scrubbing still takes time. Now there's new Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It's the faster way to clean as you go. Just spray, wipe, and rinse. It cleans grease 5 times faster. New Dawn Power Wash. Spray, wipe, rinse.
Is the president lying?
Yes, he is.
He is the man the president doesn't want you to hear from, John Bolton.
The president is reportedly furious about this book. He calls you a traitor. What would you call him?
Sunday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Finally tonight here, marking Juneteenth in America. And you might have heard the gentleman earlier in our news tonight saying it's about our freedom, our hope, our future. Here's Lindsay Davis.
Theirs are the names that made headline news. Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Rayshard Brooks, Breonna Taylor. And then there are the countless others. Names chanted by protesters throughout America's urban and suburban streets, in cities large and small throughout every corner of America, demanding an end to systemic racism. From Black Lives Matter to I Am a Man, the exhaustive outcries have been shouted for decades, often falling on deaf ears. But the recent protests are now forcing America to confront its painful history and the legacies of slavery that linger still today. But from that suffering has emerged an even greater meaning and desire to understand the tradition of today's Juneteenth holiday and the pursuit of freedom. It is the oldest nationally celebrated commemoration of the end of U.S. slavery. While President Abraham Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation came in 1863, slaves in Texas didn't know they'd been freed until Union troops entered Galveston, Texas, and made the announcement on June 19, 1865. Laura Smalley, who was born a slave in Texas, was just a child when it happened and gave this interview in 1941.
We didn't know where to go. Mom and them didn't know where to go. You see, after freedom broke, just like you turn something out, you know, didn't know where to go. And turn them loose on the 19th of June. That's why, you know, we celebrate that day.
Today, 155 years later, communities are marking the holiday with marches, exemplifying the African-American spirit, one of resilience, strength, and perseverance.
I'm a young black man, doing all that I can to stand. We've had enough struggle. God protect me. I just wanna live. I just wanna live.
And David, tonight, just a short time from now, we're going to look at this history so often omitted from textbooks and classrooms. It helps give some context to this moment. We're also going to spotlight some of the hope and the sense of overcoming that this day represents as this country tries to move forward. David.
All right, Lindsay Davis tonight. Lindsay, thank you. 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. We'll all be watching. Good night.
All new at 6.
There was a time and I didn't think I was going to make it through the night.
A coronavirus survivor sharing her story of how she fought for her life battling the virus.
And temperatures on the rise as we head into the weekend at 6.
If you visit one of our hospitals here at Desert Care Network for an emergency, a surgery, or the birth of a child, rest assured that we have extra precautions in place for your safety. If you need care, don't hesitate.
We are here regardless of COVID.
We're operational.
If my mother was sick, I would want her to come here and have the doctors take care of her.
We're here for you with the expertise and compassion that makes us a community built on care.
Tim Esser with Esser Air Conditioning. For a limited time on qualifying systems, receive up to $3,000 in utility rebates. Yes, sir, it's Esser. It's hard to stop a train.
Yes, sir. It's Esser. Heating and air conditioning.
We're all doing our part by staying at home. That could mean an increase in energy bills. You can save by using a fan to cool off, unplugging and turning off devices when not in use, or closing your shades during the day. Stay well and keep it golden.
Good evening, I'm Peter Dowd. Karen Devine has the night off.
And I'm John White. Tonight live at 6. The Centers for Disease Control now forecasting the number of coronavirus deaths will hit as high as 145,000 by July 11th. Tonight, a look at some of the grim forecasts and the new businesses that open today. Plus.
And I remember telling them, I'm so sick. Something's really wrong. I'm really, really sick right now.
A woman shares her story of survival, how she battled coronavirus and what she credits for saving her life.
You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. This is News Channel 3, live at 6.
Tonight, the CDC has dire numbers predicting the death toll in the U.S. from coronavirus 1 week after the 4th of July could be up to 145,000 people. Arizona is experiencing the highest rate of rising cases in the U.S., according to an internal memo from FEMA obtained by ABC News. Public health experts are linking the surge to reopening. The governor is calling in the National Guard to help with contact tracing. In California, today marked the first full day since Governor Newsom announced mandatory face coverings across the state as we continue to see an increase in cases.
Hospitalization numbers are just starting to creep back up, and I'm very concerned by what we're seeing.
Cases continue to grow in Riverside County. Health officials are reporting more than 300 new cases of coronavirus and 2 more deaths. There are now 12,778 cases and 410 deaths throughout the county.
Many nail salons, tattoo shops, and other personal care businesses here in the Valley are now open after the governor gave them the green light last week. News Channel 3's Dana Romero shows us some of the precautions being put into place at these businesses to keep everyone as safe as possible.
Doors are now open at All About You Hair and Nail Salon in Palm Springs.
I have no idea. It's kind of a mixed emotion. Because you want to make sure that you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, that you're keeping everybody safe.
Salon owner Deborah Suttner says she's running her salon differently.
When you walk in the door, first you will sanitize your hands and we will take your temperature.
Suttner says she's only taking appointments, but customers will notice a rearranged salon.
My reception area used to be over here, so now it's over here, so we could spread it out a little bit. You can't touch the polishes. Everything needs to, you need to have assistance.
One customer couldn't wait to come in.
I am so happy. I mean, to show you I didn't cheat, just look at my nails.
Heatstroke Tattoo Shop already back to the swing of things.
We are very excited. We have had so many phone calls and so many messages on social media where people are begging to come back in.
Shop owner Steve Guerra says although the calls have been coming in, he's waiting to fill up his calendar.
We're taking our time, kind of spacing out the appointments to make sure we don't have a crowd of people in the tattoo shop.
Guerra says customers will see
1 appointment per artist per day, but we do have materials that we can use, such as like sleeves for the arms, aprons. Obviously, we are wearing face masks, and we do have gloves.
One customer couldn't wait to get her tattoo done.
Pretty great, honestly. I've been wanting it for quite some time. The environment feels better.
Dani Romero, News Channel 3.
Well, this is the final night of spring, and we're warming up right on schedule. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen is tracking her temperatures. Hey, Haley.
Hey, Peter. Yeah, we are warming up, but thankfully it is happening rather slowly. A nice gradual warm up with us. Beautiful day, though. Look at this blue sky from the top of Edom Hill from our Timo Skycam. It's nice. We're dealing with somewhat dry conditions, not the driest. Our dew point temperatures are still near 50 degrees, so it's not the most comfortable, but it's also not the most humid either. As we head through the weekend, we are going to be warming up and drying out as temperatures are going to be on the rise both through our Saturday as well as through Sunday, which is Father's Day. So whatever your plans may be, you might want to make them inside at least on Sunday, unless you're up in the high desert. That's where Joshua Tree looking to be near 100 degrees on Sunday. Temperatures will only continue to rise as we head into next week. We'll take a look at those numbers coming up in my First Alert forecast.
We'll see in a bit. Thank you, Haley. Today is June 19th, also known as Juneteenth, the annual celebration commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. The holiday dates back to June 19th, 1865, when a Union general announced from a balcony in Galveston, Texas, that enslaved African Americans were free. Slaves in Texas were the last to learn of their liberation 2.5 years after President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Juneteenth activists say this holiday is a step in the right direction when it comes to Americans accepting racial injustice. Thousands marched today in Washington, D.C. The National Juneteenth Observance Foundation asking Congress to recognize the date as a holiday equal to July 4th. A petition has gathered hundreds of thousands of signatures. The White House issuing a statement today reading, "This Juneteenth we commit as one nation to live true to our highest ideals and to build always toward a freer, stronger country that values the dignity and boundless potential of all Americans."
Governor Newsom has declared today Juneteenth National Freedom Day, a day of observance in the state of California. Juneteenth celebrations also underway here at home. Take a look at this group of young advocates who planned a holiday barbecue at a park in Palm Springs. It included food, family-friendly activities, and music. There were also face coverings and hand sanitizer provided due to coronavirus. Organizers invited a number of Black-owned businesses to be a part of the celebration.
Black-owned businesses are becoming a thing right now. You know, everybody wants to support in any way that they can.
We're celebrating the unity of African Americans, and it's becoming more apparent now, and it's becoming supported, so it means a lot to us today.
Both women were inspired to start their businesses during quarantine and say the community support has been very helpful.
One of the East Valley's beloved local leaders and immigration activist, Mario Liscano, is being remembered tonight. This is a live look at Veterans Park in Coachella, where the Coachella Immigrant Dignity Coalition, along with the city of Coachella, is honoring Liscano's life. He died from cancer last week at the age of 70. You can find more coverage on his impact in the local community on our website, KESQ.com.
Still to come on News Channel 3 live at 6.
A coronavirus survivor sharing her story of how she fought for her life. Plus,
homeowners thinking of getting a pool to cool off may have to wait a while. I'm Laura Podesta, and I'll tell you why pool sales are hitting the deep end.
Even though we're told to wear masks, it doesn't mean we can't have fun with them. Take a selfie wearing your homemade mask and show us how creative you are. Your picture could be on News Channel 3. Click to KESQ.com. Click on this image and send us a pic of your creative mask.
For low-cost legal document preparation, including living trusts, wills, divorce, power of attorney, and incorporations, look to Legal Docs by Me. Get fast, accurate service in as little as 24 hours for a fraction of the cost of using an attorney. Call or visit our convenient Palm Desert location today to see how we can help you without the stress and expense of an attorney. You tell us what you need. We create the documents. It's that easy. Legal Docs by Me. No lawyers. Save money.
You're watching KESQ, the desert's news leader. This is News Channel 3 live at 6 with John White, Karen Devine, and Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen.
Why be gray when you can be silver? Why be ordinary when you can be sensational? Sensationally silver. You've got it, so flaunt it. Sensationally Silver, your premier hair care product line. Because we've earned our right to shine.
Sensationally silver, because you are.
We're living in uncertain times, but as Californians, we'll get through this together.
If your income has been reduced or you've lost your job or your health insurance due to the coronavirus crisis, Covered California is here. We can help you find the health insurance you need to protect you and your loved ones. And you may even get financial help to pay for your health insurance. So if you or someone you know is without coverage, visit coveredca.com to learn more or enroll today.
This portion of the news brought to you by Legal Docs by Me. No lawyers, save money.
Some states are now allowing public pools to reopen, but during the pandemic, many people were not willing to wait. As Laura Podesta reports, a rush for backyard pools has led to a backlog of business.
The Donahoe family in New York got a new pool finished just in time for the hot weather.
The pool, it's really, like I said, it's totally saving us this summer.
When the coronavirus pandemic hit, people across the country started ordering backyard pools. Christopher Lombardo from All Star Swimming Pools says the demand continues.
We get about, I would say, about 30 to 40 calls a day.
In Massachusetts, Easton Pool and Spa has seen business explode.
A lot of people are really hurting out there, but we're in a it just happened to be in a sweet spot right now.
With vacation plans on pause and summer camps closed, parents are looking for new ways to entertain the family.
It's a very good distraction during quarantine because I have been very bored.
Can you put it in the pool?
People who can't install a pool in the yard have been turning to kiddie versions.
We're hanging out outside our apartment, playing with water. I have a 2-year-old at home. Just trying to survive.
Many stores have had trouble keeping them in stock, and Amazon says online sales doubled in April compared to last year. The Amezcua family was able to get one.
Right now, my kids are very small still, so, it's nice that we can just put up a little kiddie pool.
And the tiny pool can offer a lot of relief from the heat and the boredom of being stuck at home. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Darien, Connecticut.
Southern Californians are getting creative with their vacation plans this year, many choosing to stay closer to home. So what is staying in a hotel like under coronavirus guidelines? Well, some of those guidelines include contactless room service, leaving rooms vacant for up to 72 hours prior to or after cleaning, and physical distancing around the hotel. Other vacation options like camping and RVing are also very popular. They're taking off right now. You can see our story from earlier this week about a spike in RV sales. That's on our website, KESQ.com.
Well, Haley is up next tonight with a look at our full First Alert forecast. And speaking of RVs, Haley, you're working on one right now.
Oh, yes. And when we head into the weekend, we can get ready for warmer temperatures that are even going to be continuing to warm up into next week. We'll talk more about that after the break. You're watching News Channel 3, the Desert's news leader.
Monday, Ben's back.
Georgia, I love you too.
What?
And Olivia returns for an emotional interview. The Bachelor's Greatest Seasons, new ABC Monday.
You know Tessera builds exceptional outdoor living spaces. We're also pool equipment and pool repair experts. Our professional installers are manufacturer trained, licensed, and insured to do it right the first time. Plus, we offer a full warranty. Today, pool equipment is longer lasting and more efficient, saving you money. With Wi-Fi technology to control temperature, lights, and more with the touch of a button. When it's time to upgrade or repair, call Tessera.
Discover the entire line of newly designed Volvos at Volvo Cars Palm Springs, Coachella Valley's one and only certified Volvo dealership. Our award-winning line of advanced hybrids, SUVs, wagons, and sedans are all equipped with the most innovative safety features known by Volvo. Our Master Tech Service Department ensures your Volvo is expertly maintained and cared for. Come experience Scandinavian design and all of Volvo's current lease specials at Volvo Cars Palm Springs.
Can you believe this weather? Let's check in with Paul from Comfort Air to tell us how we can deal with this heat and stay comfortable.
Thanks, Carol. And your 7-day forecast, hot, hot, and hot. So you'll want to stay cool with the new Lennox XC25. Quiet, efficient, and affordable. We have the best prices and warranties in the Coachella Valley. I personally guarantee it. You'll never have to worry about your family's comfort again. Back to you, Carol.
Call Comfort Air today and see why they're #1 for a reason.
Across the country and in our community, individuals are struggling with the negative effects of isolation on mental and emotional health, including increased anxiety, depression, substance abuse, and instances of domestic violence. While the COVID-19 pandemic continues to change the way we live, it's important to know that help is available.
Desert Marriage and Family Counseling is available for services via telemedicine for adult children and families within 24 hours. You don't have to be alone.
At Del Taco, you get 15 items for $1 or less every day on the Del's Dollar Deals menu. 15 ways to crave, 15 ways to save, 15 ways to... Try Del's Dollar Deals menu with 15 different items for $1 or less every day. Only at Del Taco.
First Alert Weather brought to you by Comfort Air. They're #1 for a reason.
A message of hope tonight at 6. One Palm Desert woman is sharing her emotional experience with us after coming down with coronavirus early this month. News Channel 3's Shelby Nelson tells us how she almost didn't make it and what kept her going during the fight of her life.
The pain started kind of moving up into my lungs, and when I would take a breath, I would feel painful.
Little did Kathy Martin know she was in for the fight of her life. She believes she was exposed through her job as a physical therapist. Her first test for coronavirus,
They came back negative.
but Martin's symptoms began worsening.
I was starting to get higher fevers, nausea, dry heaving.
Once it became too much, Martin was admitted at Eisenhower Health. The first few days were excruciating. She had to be put on oxygen.
At any point in time, did you fear for your life?
I did. I actually went there that night. There was a time and I didn't think I was going to make it through the night.
And there her thoughts began to spiral.
I lost my mom and my brother and a close tennis coach of my son. I've lost them all to cancer, and I remember being in the room and I was actually talking to them. And I was telling them I thought we were going to be together that night.
Despite thinking she couldn't go any longer, a glimmer of hope ignited a spark in Martin to keep fighting.
Pictures of my son, who's 21, his name's Alex, started popping up in my head. And even though my body at the time wasn't fighting, my mind started to.
She says the next day her doctor came into the room. She could hardly open her eyes.
He said, "Kathy, you're not thriving right now, and I need you to start fighting." And I remember pushing the button on my bed to sit up, and I looked in his eyes. I knew how serious he was. And it was that day, that moment, that I decided, okay, physically, I'm gonna start fighting this.
Martin forced herself to get up, walk around her room, and update friends and family via social media. She is grateful for the staff at Eisenhower Health as she recalls her hospital discharge earlier this week.
As he took me out in the wheelchair, I think there were 30 or 40 staff members that all came out and started clapping for me. And I just teared up like a big baby, and I put my hand on my heart and I told them that they saved my life.
Recovering from coronavirus, an outcome so many were unable to overcome. For Martin, it's a second chance at life. In Palm Desert, Shelby Nelson, News Channel 3.
So happy she's doing much better, and those frontline heroes are so important because imagine being in the hospital for an extended stay and no one can visit you.
Absolutely. I mean, credit to them, all of those hospital workers, and we've heard from so many survivors during this pandemic. This woman, one of them, very powerful accounts, and also a reminder of just how dangerous this virus continues to be.
Absolutely.
All right, turning now to weather, meteorologist Haley Clausen is tracking the temps.
Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Haley Clausen.
It has been a stunning Friday, and I think that makes it even more stunning, just the fact that it's Friday. A bit of a northwest breeze out there with us, and we can see that flag blowing down El Paseo in Palm Desert. We're going to be keeping that northwest breeze as we continue throughout this evening, but overall not going to be anything too gusty out there. But a breeze is certainly welcome when we're still experiencing temperatures in the triple digits at this hour. Right now, 102 degrees in Indio, 102 in La Quinta, and 100 degrees being reported in Cathedral City. It's warm. We've dealt with warmer, and as we continue to work our way into this evening, those temperatures will be cooling down nicely into the low 90s around that 9 p.m. hour. Again, that northwest breeze sticking with us, but man, we are getting more and more daylight out of our days. Our sunset is now at 8 o'clock tonight. It's actually tomorrow that will be the longest day of the year, meaning we get the most amount of daylight hours. I'll explain why in just a minute. But for today, recapping, we had a high of 105 degrees, 3 degrees warmer than what we felt yesterday. Still pretty seasonal, not anything too excessive, but we are continuing to heat up as we head through the weekend. And it's not just those of us here in Southern California, it's actually all across the West that those warmer temperatures are going to be felt. So as we continue through our Saturday and our Sunday, a ridge of high pressure is building right over the West, and this is what's going to be responsible for our rising mercury even into early next week when our temperatures are going to be near 110 degrees. All right, I said tomorrow is the longest day, meaning the most amount of daylight hours in the northern hemisphere. Meanwhile, in the southern hemisphere, it'll be the opposite. It's their winter solstice. But for those of us here, it's the official start of the summer season. And to kickstart the summer season, we are looking at temperatures warmer than what they were today, continuing that warm up into early next week, where our highs are going to be close to 110, 111 degrees. And yes, that will even continue through the middle of the next work week. So John, Peter, ACs, they're about to be on full blast.
Just in time for Father's Day. All right, Haley, thanks. Coming